Hi all, I'm Madhumathi, Assistant Professor in the Department of Food Technology, SNS College of Technology. So in this video, let us have a discussion on case study of the food recalls that was reported to the US FDA due to the microbial contamination. So coming to the introduction, like we all know that like in recent days, many foods have been served in the vehicles. Like they include most of the foodborne illness. They are the main causes. We can debate on this. So indeed, essentially, like any food has the potential to serve as a vehicle for the transmitting pathogenic organisms if it is not being subjected to the appropriate control measures. In that way, during the pathway, it gets contaminated. Then in the United States, like a food product recall serves as an important intervention in the stemming and the consumption of the food products contaminated with the infectious disease agents. And the successful recall of this contaminated food product will require a collaboration of a many number of different entities, like including food growers or the manufacturers, and of course the retail outlet, etc. So this come like after seeing this basic introduction, let's see about something about the methods. So what are all the methods they recall in this is that, with the exception of the infant formulas, the Federal Food, Drug and Cosmetic Act does not give that the FDA the authority to firm to any recall a violative product. And as like manufacturers and the distributors, they may undertake few recalls of violative products voluntarily at any time based on their own findings or on the findings of either like state authorities or FDA. And this way only, like the food recall complaints have been taken under control. So in this case study, recall is actually defined as the firm's physical removal of any marketed food or the cosmetic product from the FDA considers to be violation of the laws, and against which this FDA would take some legal action, that is maybe like firm failure from the to recall the product. So in this table, if we see, these are some food recalls that have been reported from the year 1994 to 1998, like by product type resulting from microbial contamination. Like you may wonder, this is like a very old data, but still more of food recalls happened during this years between 94 to 98. So product type, you can see the listed mostly all sort of products, from starting from dairy, seafood, pastry, sandwich, beverage, vegetables, cosmetic, condiment and fruit. Like how many recalls and how much percentage of recalls you can see in this table. So when we report, like more of recalls have been reported due to microbial contamination falls under the product range, that is nearly 22 percentage of the recalls have been reported under the dairy products only. Next, second place falls the seafood. And from so this is the another table that which represents the microbial organisms or the toxins that are isolated from the recalled food products. So how many products have been recalled due to the specific microbe that was present in the particular food, and how much percentage it reported during the same 94 to 98 fiscal year. So when we look down the toxin that is caused due to the bacteria, viruses, that is or either by mold, yeast or fungi, like maximum contribution have been recalled. I mean, maximum contribution of the products have been recalled only due to the presence of Listeria monocytogenes species only. And the second place, in which the Salmonella only plays the major role, where the food recalls was more reported. So so then coming to the discussion here, keeping that case study, the food recalls, microbial contamination was the leading reason for the recalls of any food and cosmetic products classified by the Food and Drug Administration during the 94 to 98 fiscal year. As we have seen in the table 2, the contamination occurred with a number of different organisms, most of which were human pathogens, and contamination with Listeria monocytogenes was the leading reason where the food products were recalled, as we already seen. Although a wide array of products were recalled as a result of this Listeria contamination, like four food categories compressed nearly three quarters of these recalls: dairy products, pastries, salads, and the sandwiches. So it indicates that most of these Listeria organisms were mostly present in these three types of product. Although there were no reports in the peer-reviewed literature of listeriasis, outbreaks of course linked to the products classified by the Food and Drug Administration during the fiscal year. Previous reports have been clearly illustrated the major role that the foods play in the transmission of the listeria. So, to our knowledge on keeping this, during the time period of the study, no formal epidemiological studies were conducted in any of these instances in which two or more cases of listeria were attributed to a particular recalled product. Whereas constantly, like we do not know like how much proportion of the customers who called the manufacturers of the recalled products to report this type of illness, they represented two product associated cases of listeriasis. And so nevertheless, since 1985 the FDA had regarded like ready to eat food products contaminated with the listeria monocytogenes as adulterated under the Federal Food, Drug and Cosmetic Act, and also has assigned a recall classification of class 1 to all such the products. And the findings from this study underscore that a number of different organizations or the entities are responsible for identifying the microbial contaminated food products, including all the FDA and other state public regulatory agencies, and also the consumers and the centers of disease control, etc., and also the retail quality control programs. And this, when we see during due to this outbreak, most of the illness described is the in the peer reviewed literature that were associated with the foods recall because of bacteriological contamination during this period of study addressed, and they were like involved situations in large number of cases illness that was being detected by the surveillance systems maintained by the state public health. And epidemiological studies conducted at the state or national level serve to implicate the specific foods that were recalled. So this underscore the vital role infectious disease system only plays in protecting the public health and insights to make further progress in identifying contaminated foods before they cause any illness to the specified person. The main response of the Chinese government is that, so Chinese State Council, they instigated a first-class national food safety emergency response to deal with the tainted Snanlu milk powder incident. So here they had set up a like like a leading national leading group comprising officials from the health ministry, wherein the following measures were taken under this Chinese government, that is like establishing new regulation, new standards, and also protection of the dairy farmers benefits and the protection of right of consumers were taken care. And so these are few references, so thank you.